السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربي زدني علما ربي زدني علما ربي زدني علما. Welcome back to our weekly program 15 minutes of faith. And with 15 minutes of faith, what we like to do is try to see how quickly we can have a discussion that is based in our faith. In this particular season, we're talking about the last 10 surahs in the Quran as well as Surah Al-Fatiha. We've previously covered a couple of them, and today we will be talking about Surah Al-Ma'un. What's very interesting is that Surah Al-Ma'un, the scholars say that it is the name of the surah is also could also be Surah ad-Din, meaning the surah teaching us our religion. And another thing that we've learned is that previously we discussed whether a surah is considered to be Meccan or Medini. Surah Al-Ma'un is interesting in the sense that some say that is Meccan and others say that is Medini, while others also say that half of the surah are verses that were revealed in Mecca, while the other half of the surah was verses that were revealed in Medina. And the reason why why scholars say that is because the first three verses are resemble the characteristics of a Meccan surah, while the last couple of verses resemble the characteristics of a Madani surah. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to delve into the surah, we're going to learn a little bit more about it, and we'll try to do it all in under 15 minutes, inshallah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says after Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, he says, أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ. He asks the Prophet, have you seen have you seen him, the one who denies religion? And we've heard of this type of sentence structure before. أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ. Or we've heard of أَلَمْ تَرَ كَيْفَ. أَلَمْ تَرَ كَيْفَ. Did you not see? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells the Prophet, asks the Prophet some of these questions, and when the Prophet is in a time of distress, when he's stressed out, when something is going on, he's preaching the mission, he's preaching the religion, and things are very tough. They get very difficult. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells the Prophet these things to draw his awareness to what God is trying to present to him. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ. The word yukadhibu, it means to deny, but it also has the meaning and the understanding of when someone knows something but they don't when someone knows something but they don't necessarily they try to cover it up. When someone knows something but they lie about it. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ. Do you not see the one, or have you seen the person who the truth came to them, but they decided to cover it up? The word ad-din has two meanings. It has the meaning of dain, like a loan. It comes from the understanding of a loan, or like to be held accountable of something. So you have to pay that back. So that's why in Surah Al-Fatiha you have Maliki Yawm ad-Din, the day of recompense, or the day that you will be held accountable. And then ad-din also has the meaning of religion and way of life. Okay, so the one who denied the proper way of a life that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them. And how did that person deny it? How did that denial manifest? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدْعُ الْيَتِيمَ. It is he who pushed away the orphans. It is he who pushed away the orphans. يَدْعُ الْيَتِيمَ. يَدْعُ what it means is to push someone far away, without the expectation of that person pushing you back. So it's more so about intimidating someone, being a bully. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the person who part of the way of actually part of someone, not believing, or not necessarily not believing, but practicing the religion wrong in a way that's incorrect, is when they don't pay attention to the orphans. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَلَا يَحُدُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ. And he does not encourage or urge others to feed the poor. يَحُدُّ, it means to push someone into the right direction. It means to encourage somebody to do the right thing. It has the understanding of pushing someone to the right direction, telling them to do the right thing. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that He doesn't, this person, this type, the way that their disbelief manifests, the way that their lives manifest, the way that they don't be consistent in the deen, is that they don't push people to do the right stuff. They don't push people to do the right thing. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about another group of people, or another characteristics. He says, فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ. Basically calling awareness. Woe unto, be aware of those who say that they pray. Those وَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ, they pray. But how is their prayer? What is the quality of their prayer? الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ. That they're very heedless in their prayer. That in their prayer they're very heedless. The word sahun, it means to be very careless at being very careless about one's responsibilities. It means to not even do the bare minimum, even though that thing requires you to have a bare minimum effort. Like it's not something it's not something that requires you to have like a PhD for you to be able to do it, and you still don't even put in the bare minimum effort into it. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says this about those who pray, this is a place that we should really, it turns our mind to it. It turns our mind to thinking about this, because we're reading these verses, we're reading these ayat, and we're like, wow, these are talking about disbelievers, whatever, whatever. But truly, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and those who pray, and we're all people who pray, we have to pay attention. And by paying attention, it's how much care and consideration are you giving your prayers? Are you just doing it? Are you doing it mindlessly? Is it something that you treat it like it's interrupting your day? Or are you actually doing some type of, are you actually putting in some effort before you turn to God? And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then He says, الَّذِينَ هُمْ يُرَاءُونَ. And they're the ones who do things to be seen. They're trying to, they want to show piety. They want to show that they're pious. They want to show that they're righteous. But وَيَمْنَعُونَ الْمَاعُونَ. But they don't even give just a little bit. They refuse to give even the smallest thing to help others. They refuse to even do the smallest act to help someone else. And so this is the end and the conclusion of Surah Ma'un. But what we learn from this surah, the 107th surah in the Quran, is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that our belief, part of us believing, is also action. And your belief is supposed to transform you into a better person, not make you, not make you someone who is very stingy, not make you someone who's unkind, not make you someone who is, very harsh and very mean. That rather belief, part of belief and part of believing in Allah, is that it transforms you into a better person. Your deen is your way of life. It is your worldview. It's how you treat people. It is how you treat your neighbors. It is how you treat your in-laws. It is how you treat your wife, your husband. It is how you treat your children, your parents. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Prophet gives us the different guidelines on how to be better people. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that if you want to truly be a believer, that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala constantly says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu wa amilu salihat, all you who believe and do good deeds. And when Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha was asked on the character of the Prophet, she said, Kana khuluquhu al-Quran, that the character of the Prophet was the Quran, meaning that he acted in a way that was kind and nice and courteous. And he was he showed kindness, even though, even in situations where it would be very difficult for us. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching us that it doesn't take anything away from you to be a kind person. It doesn't take anything away from you to give to those who are in need. I pray that we're all able to benefit from this. I pray that everyone has a wonderful Jummah, a wonderful Friday. Subhanakallahumma bihamdika. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. And I will see you all next week, inshallah.